Hey there, geometry. We are finding the distance in this lesson here. So let's find the distance. Our goal is to be able to find the distance between 2 points in a coordinate plane. Let's remember how to do that. We'll go over just really quickly. You may remember our distance formula, and some of you remember a really long discussion on why this works. I'm not going to give that to you today. I'm just going to show you how it works, not why it works. This essentially is because of the Pythagorean theorem, but again, I'm not going to get into that. Let's just say that this is our formula, the square root, don't forget the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So that order is important, so make sure you label them properly when you're doing it, okay? All right. So let's practice finding the distance. We've got point A is 4, 9, point B is 2, -3. What's the distance of line AB, or the distance between these 2 points, okay? So what would be the distance, and how do we find that? Well, let's start with our distance formula, okay? We've got AB is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So this is our x-coordinate, x-coordinate, y-coordinate, y-coordinate. Since it's AB, A is going to be x1, y1, B will be x2, y2, okay? So if we replace or substitute, what we've got here is x2 minus x1, 2 minus 4, plus, or squared, don't forget that, plus y2, -3, minus y1, which is 9 squared. Alright, we've got this. We do our subtraction within our parentheses. Remember, follow PEMDAS, so parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, then addition and subtraction last, okay? So we've got parentheses here. 2 minus 4 is -2 squared. -3 minus 9 is -12 squared. We do what's inside of there. We square our terms, then add them together. So -2 squared is 4. -12 squared is 144. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive, so we're going to get 2 positives, add them together. So 4 plus 144 is 148. So the square root of 148, we punch that into our calculator, and we get the answer about, it's not exactly, it's about 12.2. So 12.2, that's the distance between A and B on the coordinate plane. So this is what we're working with here. This is how we do this. All right, so let's practice another one. B is 2, -3, C is 9, 0. All right, let's find the distance between the points B and C, or the distance, the measure of line BC, okay? All right, let's start you out with the distance formula, and I want to see if you can get this step by step, see if you can get that, okay? So go ahead and pause, see if you can do this and find the distance before I continue. All right, hopefully you did. And what we've got here, we substitute, okay? x2, 9, x1, -2. Then we've got y2 is 0, minus y1, which is -3, so minus -3. Okay, when we do our subtraction, it's pretty much a minus, a negative number is like saying plus, because a negative and a negative make it positive. So 0 plus 3 is 3. 9 minus 2 is 7. We square each of these. We get 49 plus 9. We add it together. We get square root of 58, which is square root of 58. When you put that into your calculator, you magically get just about 7.6 whenever you round up to the closest tenths place, okay? So 7.6, about 7.6 should be the answer that you got for the distance, or the measure of line BC, okay? All right, one last one here. And we'll find the distance this one last time. We've got a coordinate plane, L and M. L is -2, -3. M is 4 and 0. Okay, we've got that right here. What's the distance of the line LM, or what's the distance between point L and point M? Okay, we're not finding the midpoint. We're finding the distance between those 2 points. All right, so go ahead and pause, see if you can get that. I'm not giving you the distance formula. You might have to scroll back if you didn't write it down. You probably should write it down. It's important, okay? If you don't have it memorized already. All right, so go ahead and find that. Hopefully you paused and you were able to find it. And let's give you the steps here really quickly, okay? So we've got line LM or ML, okay? We've got our distance formula. We substitute, okay? X2, I'm sorry, they switched up the order on us, ML, so it really is going to be the same distance either way, even if they do it from M to L or L to M. So this is a good example of showing you that. If it started with M to L, okay, we would do 4 would be X1, -2 would be X2. So we just kind of flip the order here. Really, it's not going to make a difference in the end, but it is going to be okay. So we'll do this way, okay? So we did -2 minus 4 squared, and then we did -3 minus 0 squared. So even if we had done this, so we see our next step here is -6 squared. So think about this. Even if we had flipped the order and we did 4 minus -2, what's 4 minus -2? 4 minus -2 is still 6, and 6 squared is still 36. So we would have gotten the same answer. It really doesn't matter what order we do it, as long as it's x1 and x2. You don't do x1, y1, or y2, y1, I'm sorry, y2 and x2, you know, as long as you have x1, x2, y1, y2, okay? So order is not as important. We'll just continue with this though. We subtract, we've got -6 and -3. We square both of those. 36 plus 9 is 45. All of that is still square rooted. So when we put that in our calculator, hopefully you got this answer and we have it right. It's about 6.7 when you round it up to the nearest tenths place, okay? All right, so that is it for this lesson. That is the distance formula. You guys probably remember this, but we went over it one more time just to make sure you are fresh on it. And we're gonna test you on it. We're gonna quiz you on it. You have to know it, okay? Know how to use it. I'm not telling you have to memorize the formula. You can write it down and use it. You probably were going to, even if I didn't ask you to, so that's okay. I'm giving you permission. You can write it down, use it, save it, all right? But I want you to be able to use this information to find the right answers, okay? So I have high hopes for you all. If you have questions, let me know. Love you.